Thanks for joining me. This is Danny, and welcome back to my FTB Omnia series, episode number 19, in which we're going to be continuing our medieval village build. So in the last episode, we built everything you see here, these pathways, the facade for this building, which we're going to complete today, this well, and also this cathedral. Today, I'm going to be expanding on this cathedral a little bit so that we have living quarters in the back. I'm going to be completing this building. It's going to end up being kind of large because I'm going to extend it kind of around this corner here. And then we are also going to be, well, doing some terraforming. I have plans for kind of a large-ish shop over here. A large-ish, probably the most grand building in the town is going to be a library, which is going to stand right here. And then I want to have like a smith kind of thing and a mason shop, or maybe vice versa. And then I would like to build some walls around the city and kind of start filling in some details. So I don't know how far we're going to get today, but let's get started. Building number 2 is complete. At least the exterior is. I have a little bit of stuff I want to do on the interior, but we'll get to that when we start populating the village with villagers. But basically the concept of this is that on the bottom floor you have what's essentially a pub. So it's kind of like an inn. So on the first floor we've got what's going to be kind of a pub, except we're going to have basically the food villager in here, or the butcher. So this is where the butcher is going to go. I'm going to have his block in here, and then maybe we'll do some more interior decorating at some point. But I basically did the same thing on this side that I did on the front. And then I have like the upstairs entrance where we're going to have basically living quarters. So we'll have living quarters up here for probably a lot of the villagers. We'll probably split this up into a few rooms and have it set up kind of like, I don't know, maybe little studio apartments or possibly like a hotel or an inn kind of thing. So my next building, well, there's two things I want to do next. Actually, I want to build a library right here. And I want to make a few changes to this building. What I'm planning on doing is adding, I don't even know what you call it, but I'm basically adding kind of a little extension to the back part here where the clerics will basically be able to have access. And then I'm going to have a little living quarters area back here where we'll have the clerics' beds. Let's get started with the library. Well, building number 3 is done, the library. I have to admit, I'm not 100% happy with it. I like the shape, but I'm not real crazy about the stone. And I'm very limited in this pack. But as you can tell, I'm pretty much almost using 100% vanilla blocks. That's going to change a little bit when we get into some of the details and accents. But this particular building, I tried a few different combinations of blocks, and this is the only one that even looked decent. I thought about having the smooth sandstone, like in the parts that are sticking out or that are kind of hanging forward like that, and it just didn't look good. So I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it right now. It does look medieval, I think, and it's very stone, which is, you know, a lot like medieval. It's just that it's the same stone that's on the sidewalks and everything. So it just, I don't know. It's a little overwhelming. But other than that, I'm pretty happy with how it turned out, especially the inside. I kind of like the inside the best. But this is kind of the main entrance, the grand entryway here. And then we've also got a side entrance here for when the farmers are coming out in from the field and they want to catch up on a little reading. This one comes in at ground level, and then the stairs goes up in there. And of course, we've got our books, you know, because it's a library, and little places to study. This is where we're going to have the librarians. So we're going to set up some lecterns somewhere around here so that we get some librarians spawning. And here's the second floor. More of the same, kind of, but just kind of a slightly different perspective. I've got chains from decorative blocks, and the lanterns are hanging on the ends of those. And again, we've got our little things in the corners to study. And then the basement is nothing special. We've just got one little table and chair there. For somebody who really wants solitude while they're studying, they can go down in the basement. And circling back to number 1. So I added these little wings for the clerics. It's basically how they're going to get in and out of here and to their little sleeping quarters back here. Very humble, not very special. Practical. This is where the villagers are going to sleep, and they're going to go in there to work, and then during gathering time, they'll come here to the well. So that is functional and aesthetically pleasing, I think. I still have a lot to do. I have a few more buildings I'm going to add over here. They're going to be like shops. I'm going to have a smith, a mason, a stonemason shop, a smith shop, and then we're going to have kind of a general shop that'll be maybe somewhat decorated. I'm going to flatten this a little bit more, and then we're going to have I'm going to probably keep those on the outskirts, and then we're going to build a wall that goes around the whole little city or little town center. And it's going to be a medieval wall with like ramparts and parapets and all that. So it should be pretty cool. Like once that wall goes up, it's going to feel a lot more immersive. Like when you're standing in here, you're going to feel like you're in a place. So I'm pretty looking forward to that. Oh, and plus I want to put a fishing area over here. I'm thinking I'm going to have like a dock sort of thing. Kind of like a fishing shack, except it's going to be outdoors. Like it's going to be open to the air. And then over here, I'm thinking some kind of like market area. Those are the plans I have. This is all I have time for today. But as you can see, it's already starting to look a little bit more immersive now that we have buildings on both sides of the street. I still want to think more about this building behind me, the library. I really like the shape. I'm not particularly crazy about the palette. So maybe if you have any ideas, definitely let me know. It's not terrible. Like we can keep it this way. I think once we get the other buildings in here and have a little bit more variety, it might actually end up looking better. So we'll see how that goes. So I hope you join me for that. If you do have any questions, comments, ideas, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. And of course, if you did enjoy this, don't forget to click the like button and join me next time. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.